In this video, we will be learning how to paint this beautiful love bulb. You can see it shining very brightly. So without any further delay, I will show you how I set up my table while I'm painting these. So keeping some series, especially the friends. So I'm arranging everything. The paper I'm using here is Baohong cold pressed paper of 300 GSM or 140 lb, and then setting up few ambience to my desk. So adding some candle on the other side and setting up all the things that are required. The palette, it's very cute small one, and I already have the red shade that I'll be using for this one here, Scarlet Lak red, and hence I'm not squeezing it again. And the colors, I'll get into details into the colors later. Additionally, I'll be using a lilac on top of these, so I'm setting up everything. The brushes I'm using here is silver black bullet brushes. And I think we are good to go. I think we can go ahead and start painting it actually. So first I'm squeezing a little bit of lilac shade. It's a kind of lavender mixed with a bit of white. And then go ahead by wetting the background. So I will be choosing my size number 4. Maybe I can go with size number 6 as well. And just go ahead and wet the entire background area. I mean, here in this one, we'll be focusing on the bulb area rather than the heart shape. So I'm wetting that entirely, thoroughly, so that there is enough water on the paper to work on. I did not rush. You can see how slowly I am wetting the entire background area. It is a very, very important step. So don't skip this step at all. After taking a good amount of time wetting the background, I think it's the time that I can go ahead and put some color. Just checking whether all the edges are covered with water so that we can get a nice crisp edge of the glass of the bulb, right? So just check up on these things and don't wet the entire holder area because we don't want it to the color of the lilac to spread in that area. Okay, so now I am taking a little lightest tone of lilac and just one stroke, and I'll be spreading the color with that itself all over the area that we have wet. Or if required, I'll lift a bit of color from that also if I feel like this is more pigment. So you just look at the paper and look at the reference if you have any, and then just go ahead and paint your heart out. I am guiding you through these tutorials and I hope it is helpful. If so, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll be posting 1 to 2 tutorials every week, maximum 2 tutorials I'll be going with. So I may be doing a giveaway also, so don't miss this opportunity to learn as well as win something maybe. entire blend of the background or the major element, wash element is done in a watercolor subject approach, you can just go ahead and add some highlight or the evident areas or the strokes that you want to visible, which I did just now. And in the bottom holder area, we'll be going with Paynes Grey, so I'm using a bit of Paynes Grey into my palette and then going ahead with different versions. So in this particular one, I enjoyed how I captured the lightest tone of the holder, the area where light is falling. Then we look at any object that I tried to capture using the lightest tone of Paynes Grey instead of using white gouache or instead of leaving it white. So I used different tones of Paynes Grey to capture that, and that is what I thoroughly enjoy. As you can see in the real-time process, there are some corrections, some changes that we go ahead and do at that moment. So initially I painted the other way, and then after 2-3 steps, like the 2-3 lines, then I thought, okay, let's draw the lines first and then fill it. So this is how the approaches change. So you just have to get that effect in whichever approach you prefer and convenient for you. In that way, watercolors are magical and never-ending experiment. I think this part is almost done, and we can add the other element of the holder extension. So just start filling in that, and don't forget to capture the highlights or the lightest areas when you are painting such subjects. That is what gives it a 3D effect, and the depth of paintings is captured in this way during like when light falls, the lightest areas and the darkest areas. So if you are able to capture those aspects, that means you have done like 80 to 90% of the job of the shadows and the realism. Rest thing is just to take care of your strokes and neatness or water control, these elements. But if you learn how to put the shadows and light areas, most of your job is done. Of course, you have to control the water on the paper also, but you have to have the knowledge of these things so that you can approach any subject that you wish to. as we were just talking about the water on the paper, here it's a kind of, I felt like it's not yet completely dried my bulb area, but then I'm taking a thicker consistency of the paint, so that's okay. So you just have to check the water on your paper, otherwise it will spread and you'll get unnecessary bleeds and blends. So to avoid such things, you have to carefully check the water on the area which you are putting your paint, so that if it is not meant to be spread, it should not spread, right? And I'm adding a few dry brush strokes to give it more definition. Now finally I'm going to start with the red. It's my favorite color and it's so bright, and with the sun-kissed look it is looking even more brighter and I'm loving it. So just fill the entire central area with this one. You know, I put some random water strokes that I dip in water and just run over my brush. I know it won't go out of the subject, but I enjoy that process of doing that. You need not do that as well. Exactly. Okay, so just carefully fill up this heart area and almost we'll be done after this. It's a simple painting. It's a very quick painting of like 10 to 15 minutes. I didn't use a hair dryer. I didn't use, as you can see it, but still it is dried. So it's a very quick paint. We will quickly add the signature so that it is complete. So if you have done this along with me, you should definitely add your signature by owning your painting. That is how you can proudly say, yes, I have done this on a particular month of the year or on a particular date of the year, and then when you look back to it, it feels an amazing experience altogether. That is it, and we are done for today's tutorial, and I hope you really enjoyed painting this cute little love bulb. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. See you in the next tutorial video. Happy creating!